welcome to the Chilled Out Podcast with me, your host, DAVEDEX'S. Hello, and welcome to a segment I like to call the Chilled Out Podcast After Hours. The reason I call it After Hours, well, this is a time for me to do some solo stories or anything, and it's usually where my co-host, Nescaf Depresso, is not available, so I have to come up with a quirky name. So yeah, this is my segment on the podcast called the After. I could call it the After Hours Show or something like that. I don't know. This is my first attempt at doing a solo one, so I hope it goes well. But yeah, sit back, get a drink. I'm going to actually be going down the nostalgia road today. I actually have a quick story, shall I say. So this won't be a really long one, but still get your coffee or whatever, because this is going to be fun to remember this. Because the thing with memories, right, we can all agree one day we are going to forget most of our good stories. Like if you have kids or anything, one day you're going to be wanting to tell them, and you might actually forget them. So it's always a good idea if you have a good memory, do a podcast or do something where you can record audio of some kind and just tell the story, so at least one day you do forget it, you've got it on record. So that's just a little handy dandy tip for you. So I'm going to be going back to round about when the first Iron Man movie came out. So this was like the first proper MCU film, and to be honest, I'm not a Marvel nerd or anything. I used to be. I'd watched literally most of the Avenger films. I've still not to this day watched Endgame. I know there's a lot of memes now like, we're in the end game. But yeah, on with the story, because I sometimes did that. I'd go on tangents or rants or just jam off topics. So just a normal, boring day as a kid, really. Probably playing with action figures. I was really into Ben 10 at the time as well, and I had most of the Ben 10 figurines from a Toys R Us set. Speaking of Toys R Us, this story takes place next to a Toys R Us and a McDonald's, right smack bang in the middle. So you got your McDonald's and your Toys R Us, and the Asda's a bit further down across the road. So yeah, so it all starts with my brother and my mum's friend. So we'll call my mum's friend Susie. That's the quickest name. So Susie and my brother, they gone to Asda together, and so they're coming back. This is when they told me about this, so I'm going off what they said. So they were coming back from Asda with the shopping. We needed our meals, you know. And they literally they come across this free ride on the car park, and trust me, nothing good ever happened in my area. So when there was something like a free ride, and it was one of those shuttle rides where you go inside the thing, it's got like a door, some stairs, and a big massive screen in the middle, and as the ride gets going, the doors close and then it like shakes you about and stuff. He goes up in the sky, freezes a bit, presses a thing, and then flies out throughout the city. That's like a summary of that scene. But yeah, so they go on this ride. They have like a whale of a time. And my mum's friend Susie, she has epilepsy, so I'm surprised nothing bad happened. Like they didn't have to end the ride, from having a seizure. Because I'm pretty sure that scene has some flashing images in it, so anything could have happened there. So yeah, they come back from the shop and they're like, Dave, like, oh, there's this free ride thing in the car park at Toys R Us. We should go down, and go on it. And so I get all excited, like, what's this? So we're walking down the road. I only remember bits now. Yeah, so we're walking down the road, and there it is. I see this like shuttle, and it's got the Iron Man colours, and literally it's like, what's this? And so we go down. We stand outside of it, and it was free for some reason. I don't know why. It was just this free ride, but you could only go on it a couple of times, which really sucked. So, you wanted to really enjoy it while it was there. But yeah, so we'll go on it, and yeah, the scene starts playing, like the doors close. There was a few of us on it. It was like, what the heck? Um, this is really cool, and I didn't even know that Iron Man was coming out, so it was just really cool. So we get shook about. I'm laughing the whole time. Um, and then it ends. It gets to when he lands and whatnot. And I think it said at the end like Iron Man coming to cinemas soon. Blah blah blah. The doors open. It goes really bright because when you've been in a dark room and it's a really your eyes just haven't adjusted, so they're really bright, and it's like, oh, it's a bit disappointing it's over. So from what I remember, we went on it literally a few moments later again, and I think we did that about 3 times in a row. And then the guy says, "Look, you can't go on it anymore." The guy literally said, "Come back tomorrow." So you know what we did? We woke up early the next day. I'm pretty sure we started telling people that night, the kids on our street, that there's this ride thing. We should go down and check it out. So we all go down on the morning time. Um, so yeah, we're there. The ride had only just started up that day. So we got first dibs, and it's pretty cool. We're all excited. It's like I felt cool hanging about with the kids on the street. Um, so yeah, we go on this ride, and because it's the first ride of the day, it kind of malfunctions. By malfunctions, the movie scene that it's playing doesn't work properly. It's just kind of a black screen while we're being shook about, and it still makes me laugh to this day. Like the fact we're being like tossed around and it was just darkness, and we're just being like shook around. I'm pretty sure I had like a chocolate bar in my pocket. One of the times I went on it anyway, I had a chocolate bar in my pocket. I was like going to try and eat it while on the ride. Um, but yeah, we're all laughing. I think we go on it a couple of times that morning, and the guy says like, "Come back later. Come back later in the day, and you can have like one more go on it, or something like that." So go back like later that day. I think I was going to Sunday school at the time, so all that happened. It was cool. All I could think about is that ride while in Sunday school. I was so excited to go on it again. We lived in an area where it wasn't that good, and this was like the highlight for me anyway. So yeah, we're there. So Sunday school finishes. I'm going. Um, I'm like doing everything to quickly get out of the house and back to the ride. I see a friend who, at the time, we wasn't really hanging about too much like beforehand. We did a lot together, but for this, I'll call my friend um, Luke. Um, so me and my friend, well, I say friend at this point. We wasn't exactly friends, but we wasn't exactly enemies. We just didn't really get on as much. But as I was walking there, because he was there with us that morning, he was like, "Oh yeah, shall we check out the ride and whatnot?" I remember we went there and it gone. The ride had gone. I remember feeling really disappointed because it was like, "What the heck?" But I'm guessing when the guys say come back later, it's basically code word for we're not going to be here later, so there's no point coming back. But we'll just say it for you, so you don't keep making me have to operate the ride for you little kids. Because I bet you it's one of those like booths where it's made. Obviously, this makes sense to promote Iron Man 1. I recall he gave us some free posters as well, like one each, and it was really cool. It was clearly just a promotional thing at the time, but yeah, it's like one of those really good memories. I recall afterwards, I went off and played with Luke somewhere, and like we started to become friends again after a bit. It's not like we'd fell out, but we just stopped hanging about. He started hanging about with the wrong kids and started to act like them, and started to really um, like become kind of like troublemaker, and down the road, like I stopped hanging about with him again, and then he moved away. There was like the whole like street hated him for some reason. I don't know why. I never actually fully fell out with him, but I remember he got in trouble and then he moved away. And only a few years ago did I talk to him again for like a little bit, and we was talking about our enjoyment for parkour free, and it's like, yeah, I never met up with him to train, but I remember he'd seen some of my videos, and I remember just speaking to him for a bit. That's the last time I saw him, so I hope he's still doing well. Luke, I hope he is still cool, even though that's not your name. But yeah, so that's gonna be it for this segment. I will be doing these more regularly, talking about any childhood memories and stuff that I have, or any old adventures. when we did the main podcast as well. I can't wait to start talking with Nescaf about our parkour stories. Like, I have a bunch, and I'm pretty sure he has a bunch that I don't remember. And we could talk about injuries and things like that. It's going to be really cool. But until then, I've been your host, DAVEDEX'S, and this has been the Chilled Out Podcast After Hours. And I will see you next time.